I bust through the bar doors, and the cardinal and the 2 guards backed up a few steps in tremble and fear. "Let her go, and you all will live," I threatened them. "Ha! Assassino! God is on my side! The sins you have committed has desecrated the word of our God, and to the people of the church," this is never explained, "because of this, God will only forgive you if you tell me the location of the Gilda Assassini." But you followed him from there to the inn. You know where it is, sweetie. You are the one filling these people with lies. You tell the people to pay money for sacraments because of your greed. I speak of truth and loyalty and take action with truth against those who lie to the people. I work in the dark to serve in the light. Now release my wife, I said with sincerity. "Guards! Take her to the chambers! I will kill this Caso Faccia!" the cardinal said with anger. The guards take her away downstairs to the chamber, and she screams again, "Kill him, Alessandro! Kill him!" The guards cover her mouth, and I couldn't see her. The cardinal charged toward me with a dagger and screamed, "Let God write your history in blood!" He began to swing his dagger across me, and I dodged each swing. I was able to take a giant step back and take out my butcher's dagger, no explanation as to how he got this butcher's dagger, and started to strike him. Our daggers collided. This battle determined the fate's decision of death. He may had God on his side, but only the fates decide what will happen to people on earth. I kept swinging my dagger at him, tried stabbing him, but he dodged like a bullet. He had swift feet and great agility. Did he pick this up at, cardinal school? Why does he know how to fight? But his strikes made him vulnerable at most points that I tried to make a move. He was able to slash off all my armor, attractive, and slightly slashed my upper left arm, but not too much damage. After 10 minutes of fighting, he leapt into the air to do some sort of aerial attack, but it was a big mistake because I stabbed him right into the heart. I slowly dropped him onto the ground. His eyes were popped open, and blood spouted out of his mouth, trying to say his last word. But moments later, he died. Requiescat in pace. I closed his eyes, and then I said, "May no one remember you." I googled that. That's in the game. I got up and ran to find Bianca. I ran down the stairs silently and with stealth. I saw her hovered by the 2 guards, and she screamed, "Alessandro! Alessandro!" One of the guards smacked her and said, "Silenzioso! You will die now!" The 2 guards had their swords out ready to stab her. I ran with stealth and killed the guards with my hidden blades, threw them on the ground, and grabbed Bianca close. She began to breathe really hard and cried. "I'm here now, Bianca. You're safe now." She still breathes heavily and said, "They tried to get me to tell them the location. I refused. I would have still died for you to protect you and the guild." I kissed her and brought her out of the church and headed home without going back to the Assassin's Guild. April 17th, 1505. Present time. "Oh my! You are a very brave man, Alessandro. You would do anything to save your wife." Catalina, amazed by my story. "Yes, indeed. But I couldn't save her from the scarlet fever. Then again, I can't blame myself for that." I felt as if my other thoughts were talking. "Would you save me in such peril?" she asked. I replied softly, "I would do anything to save you, Catalina." We arrived to my house where it's cooler. The dry air is hard to bear for the both of us. We ran inside and felt an immediate temperature change of chill, which was more comfortable. I took off my uniform, and she took off her dress, wearing nothing but her pantyhose, which weren't invented yet. "Go wait in your bedroom. I'm going to get some water. Very parched," Catalina said. I walked in and fell on my bed waiting for her. But upon waiting for her, my mind fell into a fantasy realm. I felt as if I was hypnotized by some kind of spell that came out of no space where. All I wanted was for her to come into the bedroom and have a special affair that we share. As I was still in this fantasy, I heard a flutter outside. I snapped out into consciousness and focused on what the sound was. For a second, I thought it was a messenger pigeon. My door opens and Catalina said, "Hope I didn't keep you waiting. I get parched very easily. I had to drink 2 glasses of water. But no longer shall you feel, hot. My room is very cool, especially during the humid and dry days." The humid and the dry days. You got both of those ends of the spectrum right there. "Oh, Alessandro, you are such a gentleman." "Kiss me, Catalina. Let's have our desires." Again, I felt as if my other thoughts were talking these words I would thought of saying. I pulled her closer and started to kiss her. I kissed her lips. I kissed her cheeks. I kissed her everywhere. I couldn't stop. I was in my fantasy world again. My desires took over of what was right and wrong now. Here comes one of my favorite lines in this story. "I felt like an animal, but Catalina herself was an animal too. Or was I thinking that she was also an animal? I'm not so sure, but all I knew was that I was having my desires. I'm an animal and she's an animal, but I don't know if she's an animal." That's one of my favorite fucking lines. I was having, my lust for her. I heard the flutter noise again, and this time I knew it was real. I flinched and reacted. "What's the problem, Alessandro?" "Did you hear that? A bird's wings or something?" Not sure, but I will take a look for you." She leaves the room for only a short moment and returns. "You must be hearing things, Alessandro. Are you worried people will find out, or are you just a little hallucinated from the humidity?" "Okay, you just said it was really dry outside, so make up your mind." I stared at her blankly and responded, "Probably the humidity that suddenly emerged." We started kissing and touching each other again. But this feeling was great, yet worried about what's going on. I usually don't get this feeling when I'm with her. Maybe it really is the humidity. It was dry, damn it! Maybe the fates are trying to tell me something. "Alessandro," Catalina spoke softly. "Yes, Catalina, my dearest," I said. "You've given me what I wanted." "I'm glad that I did, Madonna." She paused, but the room fell silent. "But you've also given my husband what he wanted." Her sweet, gentle smile turned into a vile smirk. Okay, I'm going to try and yell this without scaring my neighbors. "Rape! Rape! Rape!" She screams at the top of her lungs. I got startled and yelled, "Catalina! Catalina, what are you doing?" "Rape! Help me! He's rapping me!" That's one of my favorite lines in this story ever. She still screams at the top of her lungs. Her facial expression looked so real, yet it seemed like she was performing. I held her wrist tight and panicked. "What's going on? I'm not doing anything! Catalina, stop! What are you trying to do?" I heard heavy foot-spaced steps running quickly towards my room. Catalina still screaming. I looked at her, and my face was drawn into the pit of hell because of her face of evil. Moments later, I blacked out.